Okay, good afternoon, students. Today we have a research postgraduate recruitment talk for the 2022 intake. And may I just introduce myself? My name is Tong, and an assistant professor of this department. And our department actually consists of many renowned doctors, professors, nurses, and also students. And you can see you may be one of them to join our big family. So our department offers the postgraduate program is Master of Philosophy or PhD in Medical Sciences. So we have 6 flagship programs, namely allergy, clinical genetics and genomics, hematology, oncology, neonatology, sleep and respiratory medicine, and virology. So in comparison to other departments, you can see in Department of Pediatrics, we are like very covers many different specialties that covering many of the childhood diseases. We all have an aim to improve the outcomes of childhood illness. So our department has a very strong publication record, and for a student to have research, okay, every research, we need high quality research, right? So I can say that in this department, we have many specialties, but each 6 flagship program, all the leaders are producing very high impact papers. And then we have good supervisors and the students can learn a lot. So for example, take myself as an example. I joined this department. I joined this now in 15 years ago as a PhD student, right? I grew up in this department and then have my training in hematology oncology, then later on pick up the assistant professorship and then keep going up, and I now train my own PhD and MPhil students. So I'm honored and to be part of the department. So for example, in allergy, we publish in the top journal. In hematology, we also publish in top journal. In Lancet, many of these are mega journal. So for facility-wise, we have 2 sites of performing research. The main research is what the boss are sitting in here is a Prince of Wales Hospital. Okay, so Prince of Wales Hospital is the teaching hospital of CUHK, and then we will have some dedicated sleep laboratory for sleep and respiratory medicine research, and then some of the very advanced machines for genetic research, such as the prenatal genetics and the diagnostic laboratory. And most importantly, when I originate from the biology department in the campus, so the most inspiring impression when I transit to a clinical department is that I now can in touch with patient specimens. So in a clinical department, the most valuable materials is patient specimens, okay? That make you a very important chance to do translational science. So in campus, we deal with cell lines, but now we are dealing with blood and tissues from the patient. So you will see in our department, there are a lot of fridge storing very precious specimens, okay? So another site, and which I am now in, is the Hong Kong Children's Hospital, a newly built hospital in Kai Tak, okay? It is officially opened in 2019, and then has 2 research floors and house a very new hospital with very cutting-edge machines. Like this culture room, we have 4, so total we have 24 culture hoods. So a large number of cell culture can be performed simultaneously. And then we have the single-cell sequencer, the metabolomics, and the analyzers, and the flow cytometry. And actually, the government has injected approximately 100 million to purchase new equipment for this hospital. Okay, many of them are still ongoing. And then we will be the first in Hong Kong to acquire 2 very high parameter analysis of one of the machine known as CyTOF which is capable to analyze 50 different parameters on a single cell. And then we have a next generation microscope that is capable to analyze 500 markers in a single tissue section. So very powerful machine you will see in the Hong Kong Children's Hospital. So two specialty has moved to the Children's Hospital. One is hematology oncology, and the other is virology, which Renee will be presenting later on. So two sites of research. So our students, talk about our students. Our students are excellent, I can say. So our supervisors are also very great supervisor. They help a lot. They supervise very closely to the students. So students, when they present their abstracts or even papers in journals, we have a very good track record of getting international awards for our students. Okay, not only for the supervisor, but our student also. So, such as some of my two students get the Young Investigator Award in the International Society of Pediatric Oncology in the recent 2 years. That means you will experience very high quality research that is recognized internationally. Okay, hopefully you'll be one of them. And then career prospect. So students are mostly concerned of the career after graduation. Will I be jobless? And then I can say in this few years, the government has actually placed a very top priority in the scientific avenue. Okay, if you want to do academic research after your graduations, so I can take you 4 examples of our own supervisor. They are now supervisor, but I can tell you they are all CUHK graduates. Most of them are from this department. So we nurture the next generation scientists and then pick up our position when we retire, okay? So another prospect is the industry, okay? There are many biotech companies launched or to be launched in the science park, and which we have a very close connection with the science park. So many of the opportunities there need very good scientists. After you get the training, you will have an opportunity to experience how a research product can be commercialized. This is something you will learn about, okay? So governmental is a very straightforward way. Many of the department in the just not listed here, hospital authority, Department of Health, and other funding agency all require good scientists with science background. So don't think that science is not a dead end, okay? There are many opportunities nowadays, okay? Compared to 15 years ago when I did my PhD, I would think whether I will be jobless after I graduate. But now, don't think so. There are a lot of opportunities out there. So admission requirement. If you have a bachelor degree for pediatrics, I can say you will be entitled to a master degree if you have a bachelor degree, or you can admit to our PhD program if you have a taught master or a research master, okay? For PhD study, if you have a taught master, you will have a 4-year study. But if you have a research master, you will have a 3-year study for the PhD. So for non-local, non-Hong Kong graduates, you will need to observe some standard English requirement, TOEFL, IELTS, GMAT, etc. So please go to the graduate school website to have more details. And then for the deadline, that's quite important. For this year onwards, the deadline of both PhD and master admission will be getting earlier, approximately 1 month earlier than before. So it is not yet announced, but we received internal mail about the early deadline for the application. So the tentative deadline will be the 1st of December 2021 for both master and the PhD program. So please observe the website. If you are interested, please go to the graduate school website and they will make an announcement very soon, I believe, because the deadline is getting closer. Okay. So another important update is the Hong Kong PhD fellowship scheme offered by the Research Grant Council is established a few years ago, I believe, and they encourage very high quality students to apply for the schemes. Okay, so the package is very attractive: stipend, tuition fee waiver, award, and conference allowance that make you have a more exposure. Indeed, it's more exposure to the international conference and other training. Okay, so if you are interested, just get in touch with your potential supervisor, and then he will advise you the procedures. And we now will have our specialty leaders to actually, the talk here is not just that, it's about to get you familiar with what research topics our department is offering.